My amazing, fabulous Facebook fam. I'm just coming to you from my prayer room. I know, surprisingly, it's not my car. My small people are still sleeping, and I was so blessed to get up this morning and see my husband off to work. Because we don't get much alone time without small people asking questions. So I was just blessed by that, and I decided to stay awake and just read, because spending time with Jesus is really how I renew my mind and get whatever yuck out of my heart, because we all have that, right? We all experience something bad in our days, and it like hurts us, or we all have stuff that we're walking through. And so that's the only way to really get that mind refreshed and renewed, is just spending time with God. And I don't know what that will look like for you, because we're all different. Remember my 800 different kinds of earthworms? So it looks different to everybody. And mine's my quiet time with my coffee and my different books. My mind works differently, and so I'm reading like 30, I feel like, books right now. But I was so blessed this morning by just spending some sweet time with Jesus and just listening to what he has to say. And because God still talks to us. He still tells us great love stories and great things about our day. And he's just waiting for you to talk to him. And I know for some people that sounds different, but it's so, so true. And I haven't finished this book, but I got a book from a dear friend. And it was Can't You Talk Louder, God? And it's Secrets to Hearing the Voice of God. And this is what it looks like. I heard it's amazing. I just haven't picked it up yet. It hasn't been something I've read. I think I've read a couple of chapters, but not a lot. But this morning I really was just focusing on love, because living loved sounds really easy. But when you've been hurt, or when you've gone through seasons of rejection, or seasons that have not been fruitful, or seasons where people have not seen the true you, it's so hard to live loved, right? So as I was just reflecting on living loved today, and my favorite book that I've read this year was Uninvited by Lisa TerKeurst, and that's her book where it says living loved when you feel less than left out and lonely. And that book was life-changing. I've posted about it a lot because it really did change my life. But one of the Bible verses that I read this morning that really blessed me was John 1, chapter 4, 16 through 17. And it says, God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. This is how love is made complete among us. And also love one another like you love your neighbor. And I think like we get this idea that love is a feeling, right? Like I don't feel like I love this person, so I can't love them. But that's exactly the opposite. That's a worldly view of thinking, and not a godly view of thinking about love. Love is an action, and love can be spurred by actually doing the things. So even if you don't feel like loving somebody, even if you don't have that feeling in your heart, as you continue to walk it out, you'll start to love them, right? I also was blessed by reading I've been doing the Love Dare, and I'm on day 206. And it says, in him we have redemption through his blood for forgiveness of our trespasses. Oh, just kidding. That's for tomorrow. It says, love is a picture of God. I will take you to be my wife in faithfulness, and you will know the Lord. This is one of my favorite love stories in the Bible, and I'm sure it sounds very different, but it's the story of Hosea and Gomer. And it just truly blesses me, because in marriage, I think we get this idea that it's going to be perfect, and we have all these unspoken expectations, and when that person fails us, and if we don't have a good solid ground in Jesus, then we get so lost, and we are like, I just don't love you anymore. I'm not in love with you. Like, I can't do this anymore, right? And God has taken a lot of that out of me. Thank you. But I've learned that love is an action. And as I start to just love people, whether that's a text message or a smile, or sometimes it's buying a coffee. I know I've mentioned that before. And sometimes it's just standing in prayer for somebody. You don't even have to tell them you're praying for them. You're just praying for them because God's placed it on your heart. That's love. Even when you don't feel those things, when you walk them out, it's love. I'm sure Jesus did not feel like going to the cross to die for us, but he did it, right? Because he still knew that through that act of love that we would be saved. And And so I hope that today, no matter what your life looks like, no matter how you're feeling, that you'll put those feelings in the back seat and you'll really steer your heart with knowing the truth of what God says about you. And when you really know your true identity of who God says you are and who you are, then man, you can really live loved. I am just praying for all of you. I hope that you all had an amazing, amazing Christmas. If you get bored today, go ahead and check out Steve Furtick's new message about hope, because it's amazing. And also check out the story of Hosea. It's chapters 1 through 3 that it really goes through the story, but it just talks about God's undying love for us, even though we choose other things over him. Like we crave food or we crave all these things of the world and we forget to really spend time with God. He still loves us more than we could ever imagine. So I love you. Be blessed, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks for watching.